You know what else is a bad movie? And I know Josh was talking about it maybe like a month ago. But I actually, independently, I watched Mallrats on the weekend. That movie is like, obviously like problematic. But also like, I don't know if there's a genuine laugh in the entire movie. I love, like, Clerks 1, I thought is pretty good. Clerks 2, honestly, Clerks 2 sometimes feels like Quiplash to me. There's parts of it that I think are very funny. And then there's parts of it where they're talking about, like, you know, donkey shows where everybody in the theater was laughing. And I was like, I mean, like, it's... Like, I get that it's meant to be humorous. I don't personally find it humorous. But I understand where it's coming from. But, like, Mallrats is just... It's just, like, I know it takes place in a real world that's kind of in, like, an alternate universe. But, like, Mallrats starts with, like, hey, it's not cool. Like, you called this girl fat yesterday, and then she, like, went to the swimming pool, and she was running laps, or swimming laps, and she had a heart attack and died. And then they're just like, whoa, that sucks. Like, it's just, like, the people in the movie are not, they don't behave like real human beings. Multiple times, Silent Bob is, like, launched through the air and his head crashes through the drywall. And it's always, like, into a woman's changing room where the same woman is naked. Like, it's just... problematic, says the man on his high horse. No, well, it's like, I mean, like, it ends... thank you for popping up. I don't want to, you know, like, spoil anything necessarily, but it ends with Ben Affleck going to jail for having intercourse with an underage high school student. But it's played for laughs. It's like, it's not like, whoa, what a bad guy. It's like, we got him. Just think it's like I wasn't mostly like offended by the movie. I was more like, I just don't think like it's very funny. Like, it's not like a joke. It's just like, you know, Jason Mewes just shows up and goes like, snoochie boochies, and I'm like, this, people are like, they're loving this. They're like losing their mind because he said snoochie boochies. Meanwhile, I make dozens of on par or better jokes. and everybody ices me. Yeah, why are you booing me? I'm right. That's my boy from Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg is a little yikes as well. It's got some yikes moments for sure. I mean, like, again, like we talked about it because I watched it in like the early baby days, where I was like, I don't have anything, you know, else to do. Why would I watch good things when instead I could just watch garbage and then talk about it on the show later? But That's My Boy opens with like Adam Sandler being seduced by his middle school teacher, which is like, you know, obviously kind of yikes to begin with, but the, you know, movies sometimes will play something semi-controversial for jokes, of course, and, you know, I'm not against humor. Like, for example, I love Jeff Dunham. I just think it's possible to make things funny without, you know, offending me personally. But the more offensive part of it is the fact that, like, the interlude where he's, like, seduced by his teacher is actually, like, the first 25 minutes of the movie. Like, if they had just been like, hey, isn't it, like, this is the origin story of this guy, then you're like, okay, that's one thing. The fact that it's, like, half an hour long, you're like, come on, man. That was not a wise move. We might be a little under the gun here, but we should be fine. It's just too long. I'm not saying they shouldn't have made it, but like, just, you know, make it like shorter. I'm not expecting Adam Sandler to come out at like the first 15 minutes of the movie be him speaking directly to the camera. We make some jokes about things that are not okay in this movie, but I just want you to know that it's just for fun. You know, I'm not expecting that. I get that it's a joke, but it's more like you should, like when you're writing the script, nobody was like, Hey, this bizarre part where this 12-year-old has sex with his teacher for like, 22 minutes? Like, is it, you think maybe we, like, people got the joke in like 2 seconds. Could we just, like, move on and put more jokes in it? I don't like the puppet guy, okay? I feel like the sarcasm has not been seen here. Jeff Dunham's not my favorite comedian. I'm more of a Larry the Cable Guy sort of guy. Like when he says "get her done," like I feel that. Silence. I kill you. Great bit. Very forward-thinking bit. This is not. Oh man, it starts you back at the freaking start, huh? This is a non-qualification. Let me up, please. I'm seeing like I'm in dead last place right now. I kind of thought you would be a Jeff Foxworthy guy. I like all of the blue-collar comedians and the original blue-collar kings of comedy. I like them all. You know what? I think we should probably just bail on this one. Take me out of here. I like them all, the Jeffs. Jeff Foxworthy, Jeff Dunham, Jeff Buckley. No, not that Jeffrey. Not the Jeffrey with his own private island. That's the one Jeffrey I'm not a fan of. I don't like to make enemies on this show, but I will say I'm not a big fan of that Jeff. Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, I don't like that guy either. Okay, it turns out there's a few bad Jeffs, okay? But Jeff Probst, he seems okay. Jeff Keighley? I don't really have a problem with Jeff Keighley. What about my friend Hefe? Exactly. Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederacy. Hold on. When I said that I unequivocally support all Jeffreys, living or dead, I thought it was clear that there were a few baked-in exceptions to that hard and fast rule. Jeffrey Dahmer, the cannibal serial killer. Jeffrey Epstein, not a fan. The President of the Confederacy, sure. I would probably also say that, he and I don't get along very well. Different political beliefs, and then also secondarily, he's been dead since probably the 1860s, I guess. What about Jeff Hitler? That's a good question. What about Jeff Hitler? I think this is a question like everybody's had at some point in their lives, but like, this is like for real? Presumably, hear me out on this one. Because you could take this out of context and you would be like, oh, excuse me, Monka. But, so presumably, Hitler wasn't the first person with the last name Hitler. So what did I'm assuming that post World War II, many people with the surname Hitler probably chose to change their name? Or like, what happened? Or were there just like other situations, like did they just ride it out or something? You know what I mean? They changed their name. I would definitely change my name. Like, that's not like a Michael Bolton situation from Office Space where the guy is like, why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks. That's one where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to City Hall right away. Is there a bad Laterno? There is a bad Laterno. And I'm thankful that it's like 20 years ago, so it's like, or 30 years ago, so it's like a little further back in the public record. But there was a very famous case in the U.S. where this teacher by the name of Mary Kay Laterno seduced and married her like 15-year-old student. So growing up, my parents especially got a lot of like, Laterno, huh? Any relation to the sex criminal? And we're like, nah, no relation. But it's kind of like faded from public memory. And now you can see why I'm so offended by both Mallrats and That's My Boy. It's like my supervillain origin story. Yeah, but now I can monetize my distaste for it, so I can bring it up. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. I was like 4 years old and it happened in a different country. Just happened to have the same last name. Why should I change my name? She's the one who sucks. Exactly. And then I believe there's also I think there's a watch company called Laterno. So sometimes, like, if I'm in a city, people will be like, "Hey, look at that!" And I'm like, "Yep." Any relation to the watch company? And I'm like, "Nope." Literally just found out they existed. I have the same last name as some B-tier vodka. Yo, there's a crystal skull in the chat. Timothy Crystal Skull. Oh yeah, I suppose I didn't talk about it. Gex is postponed this week because Daniel is doing the Tarkov co-commentary with Pestily on his Punisher tournament today. That's why I hit Dan with the LMAO, because he tweeted good morning at like 9 p.m. Pacific, because he had to wake up at like the crack of dawn Australia time or something in order to be there. So I'm thinking, as of right now, it seems like we'll probably do it on Thursday. And what I want to do is hand and brain chess. So if you're not familiar with hand and brain, the way that it works is it's two-player chess, but only one person has access to actually move the pieces. They're the hand. So the brain tells them which piece they have to move, but not what the move that they have in mind is, and then the hand has to move the piece that they were told to move. So I think it is rife for hilariousness both ways. Like me being the brain and Dan trying to figure out what the moves I have in mind are at his elo sounds very fun. The flip side, me at my elo trying to salvage some of the moves that Dan will come up with. I think will be a fun time. He does have I think he has like 190 elo right now. Now, Sips and I were going to fish today. I think we're going to fish next week instead. It's like, it's hard to make schedules with dads, and it was my fault and not his, but we are 9 hours apart or something like that in time zones. So he takes a break, like right when my stream starts. So it's a little awkward there. And then, like, he comes off of his break, like right as this sponsored watch party thing is gonna happen this afternoon. So it just didn't work out today, but next week should be a little bit easier. I'm excited. But we are gonna play together in the Among Us tournament on Friday. I mean, I guess it's not really a tournament, it's more like a show event, but okay, where are we going, lads? I just don't want to get in the way. If you got a game plan in mind, I think it's better to stick with a suboptimal game plan than it is to don't grab me. I'm on your team. Okay, lads, we're letting one person dictate the way that we play this game. No, where are you pushing it? You got to push it the other way. Yes. We're still in second. I can live with that. But just let it get hit by the bumper. Boys. There you go. That's what we're looking for. You get a lot of momentum out of that. And then don't let it fall. Don't let it fall. Okay, it fell. There's nothing we can do about that. Push it back. Like, I feel like you're not witnessing the power of the arms, blue team. I know we're winning, but I feel like you're disrespecting the power of the punchers. So if you could just push it into the punchers, I'm pretty sure we're going to qualify with physics alone. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't warn you. Yeah, Small Ant's mom, it was very wholesome. The Small Ant's mom responded to me. Also, instantly made me feel like I was 100 years old when she was like, it's so crazy that Tanner's been watching you since he got the internet for the first time, and now he gets to play games with you. And I was like, I'm only 32. Since he got internet? But, no, and then I responded, and I was like, it's very, I don't want to say like flattering, but I think you can, like, it's fulfilling for sure that, like, you know, there's content creators out there who have actually like surpassed me in popularity that were like inspired by me when they were younger. Like that's how you know you've been around for a long time, is when you know, people that are like 24 or are like, oh yeah, when I was 14 I watched his videos and it inspired me to become a YouTuber. And I'm like, well then clearly you were not listening very closely to what I had to say. Yeah, they're like, I could do better than this guy. Why does he keep making the same Isaac videos? He should be making some fresh content. I'm sorry, I'm trying to delete it. But this is the long-term game plan. I sow the seeds of inspiration, and then as those people become very popular content creators, then I start doing collaborations with them to capitalize on their wave of popularity. And then we just keep passing it back and forth. Like you, me, and everyone we know. I'm so sorry about this, but it had to... He died. I heard the woo! Dunk, 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 donkey, donkey, dunk, dunk, donkey, donkey, dunk. Little Chungus incoming. Dare you face me on the Chungus of slightness? Have you ever heard of Voo? Oh, okay, I don't know, dude. These little chungai are getting a little bit more complicated to stand on. No, we can't. Lads, we can't. We just gotta go. That guy phased through the wall. Don't talk to me. Or my son ever again. I feel like I'm gonna throw up on this one, but that's okay. That's weakness leaving the body. Vomit is weakness leaving the body. I wanted on. I wanted to get on. Spicy. Things are spicy. Stop running into me, you jerk. Yo, the goo is rising too. No. It's becoming so much... The window of opportunity is so much more narrow! I can't even... The camera! That's okay, that was good. Oh, as soon as you fell down, it's like, it's over. Thank you for freeing us. That one's tough. That's a tough one. Woo! Repentance says it's coming December 31st. Over under on it being December 31st plus 1 year. Pardon me. This is just the motion sickness leaving the body. I think Repentance will come out in 2021. Now, if you were to ask me to bet on whether it will be after June 30th or before June 30th, I would be torn. I would probably say after June 30th. Just because I've been burned so many times before. Yeah, no, I do not think it will. Like, December 31st is like it's a placeholder for sure. I think it's the kind of placeholder that's like, here's where we'd like to come out with it, but this is like a best blue sky, perfect world scenario. Yo, this is a normal show. This is not our season 3 show, which means we got a chance in the finals. Seesaw. Ew. I'll take the crab juice. We're okay. We're okay. No, I agree. Like, I don't see any reason to rush it if it's not ready. I'm just saying, like, I'm now, look, I'm 30 years old. Like, I got a little kid, right? I'm not one of those, like, 12-year-old gamers who's like, nah, just come out with it anyway. It'll be fun. It'll be memes. Like, if it's not ready, then don't come out with it. But, like, on the other hand, I'm also like, I no longer believe the dates. It's less like come out, I hope it comes out immediately, and it's much more like stop telling us it's gonna come out at this time. Like, I understand, because sometimes I'll, you know, hey, Evangelion podcast incoming. You know, sometimes your ambitions are a little bigger than your operational capacity. But that being said, after a while, you're like, you know what? I don't believe you anymore. Ron Burgundy gif, I don't believe you. Boys, wait, don't get greedy. Yahoo. Will one day you do the podcast? No. Clip it. It will not happen. Instead of talking about anime, I had a child. It was an even trade. A soul for a soul. Clip and save off-site in an air-gapped super bunker plus seed bank. What if I pay you $1 million? What if you pay me $1 million? Then I'll see about it. Any hot stock tips today? I've been laughing today because, like, if you don't follow the Canadian stock market, which I imagine probably describes 99.8% of the persons in chat, everything has been flat, more or less, except there's been, like, 12 meme stocks that have hit, like, the stratosphere. Like, these meme stocks have gone up, like, 200 to 400% in 2 weeks. And then today, some of them pulled back like 10%, and people are freaking out. All over the Discords and the subreddits, they're like, what? Why did my stock crater today? I'm like, it didn't crater. It landed. It just, like, it went into outer space, and now it's like landing on the moon, and you're like, I'm broke. It's because you bought in the stratosphere. Oh no, it's the perfect match with the whirligig. Wait, you can just stand in the corner. Oh, but that means my man. Oranges and bananas. Shall we? Okay, you've proven yourself worthy. Okay, we want to stand on banana? Banana. Corner is where you go to bully. We got banana, watermelon, apple. We got banana, watermelon, apple, orange. 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 I'm on banana already. That's great news. Ow. Help. I'm bad. That does make it way more fun, though. That does make it way more fun. It actually is like a game where you have to pay attention to it. I support it. No, losing on perfect match is not a meme anymore. Just imagine, like, the people who lost on Perfect Match during the before times. Imagine how they feel now. They're like, they made it harder? It was already impossible. What did they add? One more fruit? Da Vinci? I like the Da Vinci guys. They're always tweeting stuff like Da Vinci and stuff that rhymes with Da Vinci. Like going on Omegle and then saying Da Vinci. I respect it. I find them quite wholesome. Have you done that? No, I don't want to go on Omegle. If I wanted to see dicks, I would watch a stream where people are mean. You know, this the old Reddit switcheroo. I also wonder, like, how many people are on Omegle now? Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's not at the peak of its popularity, right? So the kind of people that are on it now kind of scare me. It was like if somebody tried to talk to me about Dig or something like that. They'd be like, have you heard of this website, Dig? I would be like, strikes me as one of those websites where maybe like something horrible happened to it somewhere down the line. There you go. If I wanted to see dicks, I'd read the comments on Slasher's Keep. That's a good one. That makes sense. Okay, I'll be over here then. Yahoo. Twitch is having some issues for some people. Yeah, here's an issue. I don't have a billion viewers. Seems like the website must be broken. Remember Fark.com? Is that the website that, like, it was like a news aggregate, but it only picked, like, funny news stories? That sounds familiar to me. Yes. I was talking about it in Spelunky the other day. You remember, Cracked? What happened to Cracked? It was like the most... It was the funniest website of 2008. It had a lot of talented comedians, writers, video producers, on-screen talent. And then I feel like it just sort of got cratered. They fired everyone to make videos when Facebook went hard on the... Oh! So when Facebook started lying to people and being like, hey, check it out, this video got like 300 million views in 2 days, and everybody pivoted to video instead of prints, they put all their money into that because that's an industry trend. And then it turned out that Facebook just made the whole thing up. Wow. Wow, that sucks. I would be sore about that for sure if I worked there. The music? Yeah, heavy Sag energy. If you scrolled past the video, it counted as a view. I gotta admit though, that would be pretty sick. Even if it didn't change the bottom line, it would be lovely for like a couple of days to see those numbers. Because, like, honestly, the YouTube analytics side of things, it's very powerful, and I'm thankful for it because you get a lot of great insights out of it if you care to look. But sometimes it's also very sobering. Like it'll tell you, it'll be like, hey, 700,000 people had the option to click on this video, and then you're like, okay, well, why does it have 30,000 views then? And you're like, see ya. People don't want to watch the new Isaac? Come on, man. But I mean, you do have to keep in mind, please, just let me win. You have to keep in mind, still qualified, that when they give someone the opportunity to watch a video, it's like at the end of a video, there's like the 3x3, like 9 recommended videos, and then the right side has like, you know, 20 videos in there. So it's like, it shouldn't really be like 50-50. It's not like people are going like yes or no. It's that people are like, ooh, new Spelunky. Ooh, the top 10 tips to do sex good, not clickbait. Of course they're going to click on that. I would. I do think it's weird. Like, you ever think about how like the YouTube rabbit hole in 2010 was like you'd watch a video of like somebody falling down the stairs, and then it would show you a video of like, let's get some shoes, and then it would show you a video like, I can't believe you've done this. And now the YouTube pipeline is like, hey, you like that video of like that man falling down, right? You want to watch like a 45-minute video on why like top 75,000 socialists blown out on Twitter, and you're like, that's really like, that's what the algorithm thinks the next step is for me? It's like I watched like a Hall & Oates music video, and it's like, you might love this PragerU video as well. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I might. But on the other hand, I can't go for that. No can do. Yo, people got good at slime climb, dude. Allegedly. Like, I always, and here's the thing, I resent even being slightly political. It was a lot easier for me, and I'm not saying this is good, it was a lot easier for me when not everything was about politics. Because I could just, you know, harbor opinions quietly and make jokes about both sides, and people were like, yeah, this guy agrees with me. Those were the good days. Now you kind of got to take at least a little bit more of a stand, or you're a coward, essentially. But anytime people, like, if I make a joke about politics, there's always, like, 2 people, and it's a different 2 people every time. But they're always like, wow, he's gone, like, full, like, when I tweeted Hassan, like, to laugh at him laughing at my clip, somebody was like, wow, you've really gone full-blown communist, right? Sad to see. And then you click on their Twitter profile, and all of their, 100% of their tweets are just about politics. And I'm like, I didn't go full-blown anything. You've devoted your life to just, like, politically trolling over and over and over again, and then you make like one joke about politics, and they're like, I go to this stream to not be exposed to this stuff. And you're like, what are you talking about? You willfully submerge yourself in the pool of politics every day. Anyway. It's very strange. It's just strange to me. People need to get off Twitter. Yeah, get off Twitter and stop getting off on Twitter. That's like, if we could make that happen in 2021, I would be stoked. Don't log on, and also if you log on, don't jerk off. I was laughing. So there was like a news article yesterday that was like, Instagram is, like, there's a class action lawsuit being brought against Instagram because content moderators were actually, like, spying on people through their cameras, which is obviously horrible and troubling, and also completely predictable, I suppose. But the replies were so good. They're like, this is what all them people at Instagram are seeing when they look through my camera. And it's just like a video of a guy, and he's like making the sound, and the phone's like bouncing up and down. And I was like, this is... You gotta admit, you know, it's a little dystopian, but there's some high quality memes for sure. It's the best team I've ever had. Yeah, it may be dystopian, but at least we can laugh about it. Exactly. I'm not saying it's worth it. I do also like, whenever like news of that comes out, it's like, Amazon listens to all your conversations through the Alexa dot. People are like, I don't care. I got nothing to hide. It's not like they're gonna... But, like, so there's, like, a .txt file of, like, every time you've ever yelled at your kids, you know, over at the headquarters. You're not worried about that getting out? Like, your most private moments just being leaked in, like, a JSON file or something like that? Anyway. Yeah, I don't even... My text file must be crazy long. But I only have a couple of listening devices in my home. Cellular telephones, for sure. I don't know, a couple of tablets, I suppose. Oh, my computer microphone, I suppose, as well. Smart TV. Dude, honestly, I'm getting ready to pivot back to stupid TVs. And I know that this sounds like a boomer joke, but I'm being insanely true about it. Here's why I want a stupid TV. In order to go to... If I want to play my Xbox, which I guess is probably another listening device, then... I have to turn on my TV. It takes like 20 seconds because it's initializing all the firmware and stuff. And then it's like, do you want HDMI or HDMI 2? And then I gotta use the remote to go to like HDMI 2. But it uses like you're doing it on an operating system, right? It's not like a... Wow, he almost bodied me there. You're doing it on a software level. It's not like you hit a button and then it causes like a component in your TV to like switch. So... It actually takes me like 40 seconds to go from turning the TV on to actually being able to use the Xbox. I long for the days of just turning your TV on and hitting one button called input, and then like you're just good to go. Like I'm not actually convinced that the smart TV is a superior good. Like, can you overclock your smart TV so it stops being so damn slow? Can I put like a 3090 in it, or like a Sandy Bridge chip? All right, close your eyes. I'll keep you abreast of the situation. We're in the final 3 on fake rollout. We're in the final 2 on fake rollout. I don't want to miss a thing. I fell. I'm alive. Just clear your mind. What am I doing? I got eliminated. I got eliminated and I came in second. To Melf. It was a good try though.